Hello and welcome everyone back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, as we have hit Endwalker itself and are ready to start the this campaign in earnest now that we've had a nice little tour of old Sharlayan. So that's pretty exciting. Right, as of right now, I am by myself. Amy will be coming on later. She's just finishing up saying goodnight to the kids and all that stuff, but she will be here and she'll be able to catch up pretty quickly. It's not too surprising there, but yeah. As you can see, I took a bit of time yesterday. Last night to update some things since April is over and our how much we need in order to request games has been updated. So the new amounts are in place. The one-time request is in place. And I decided, you know what, why not? Let's have Leia from Crosscode and her get progressively more smug as the requests come in. I might change that to just actual emotes. I'm not sure yet, but for now, thank you for that demonstration there, Final 56. We also have celebrations now for whenever a request happens. So thanks to Final 56, we now have the Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit fan remake for a one-off stream. For each level, there will be a different fanfare for our requests. So that is the single stream. Should be anyway. Hopefully it's all different. I thought I had something different for that one, but I'll have to double check afterwards just to make sure we're all good. But still, it worked. And that's what mattered. So yeah, single stream request from 556. Just so you know, I won't be able to get to this until I won't be able to get to that for a little while yet, just because our timeline is so tight in terms of getting ready for Dawn Trail, plus still having Yakuza 0 to take care of. So your request won't happen until after we're done with Dawn Trail on Thursday night. But I will still mark it on there. Nonetheless, thank you, 556. So let me bring up the document. And there it is. Alright. Got new ones. Single streams. First up, 556. And honestly, this is a pretty interesting one. Sonic Triple Trouble. $16-bit. Oh. Egg roll. Oh my gosh, egg roll with also requesting a single. No, actually, I thought I saw egg roll pop up. Excuse me, GCM of Chaos. So for my request, I'm going to have you play Unicorn Overlord. Don't worry though, you don't have to buy the game. The demo lasts about 5 hours according to people, so I think that should suffice. Yes, that would definitely last all of that. So GCM, thank you so much for your request, and that'll be the Thursday after Fall 56's. So yeah, let me bring that up. GCM of Chaos. I wanted to check that anyway. That works out. Unicorn Overlord. Probably play that on Switch. All right, cool. Yeah, sorry. For some reason I looked over and I saw egg roll, and I'm like, oh yeah, that'll be that. And I was like, wait a second, that's not who requested. I was like, I also was like, wait a second. I thought egg roll just used up all their points for their third request. So I'm like, what the heck? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I've heard the Triple Trouble was one of my favorite Game Gear games from childhood, so that's just perfect. I'm excited for that one. I'm excited for, honestly, they should be really fun ones. But again, probably won't happen until July at the same time. So at the same time as us finally starting the Mega Man Marathon. Because just as a reminder, we're going to have our long games continue, but otherwise, whenever Yakuza 0 gets finished, it'll be Final Fantasy XIV on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Mito. Thank you. Wow, I did not expect to get 3 single stream sessions in a row on this first day. Good thing we got that fanfare. Let's see. Single stream session from Mito. Pokemon Stadium 2. Specifically, Gym Leader Castle. All right. Perfect. Can you stack multiple one-off streams of the same game? I guess technically, but it also, I mean, I guess technically you could do that, but the thing is that to get that stack, it's 300,000, which is also more than your first single game, short game request. And to get, like, if you get it like a 9-hour game or something like that, that's, what is it, 450,000? So I guess technically it's cheaper, but it certainly takes a while. Oh, I don't have the setup. I do not have the setup, so we'll be having some fun. We'll be we'll be doing some rentals, so that'll be even more interesting because I do not have anything ready for classic Pokemon Stadium 2. I have Pokemon Stadium 2, but I have not set up for that, so it'll be pretty interesting. Loyal Dingo, I don't. Oh God. Simidon with a single stream request. Let's add another Portal for Steam/Switch, whatever I have. Do I own the original Portal? Or do I only have Portal 2? I don't remember. But I will put it on there. Simidon. Let's see, there we go. Oh, Amy got to hear the redemption sound. There we go. Loyal Dingo likes the inclusion of one-off requests. That was a great idea. That's basically Amy's idea. So, yeah. And yes, just as a reminder for these single game requests, they won't be able to happen until after Yakuza's done, and technically done, and technically Endwalker. So, if it's only Portal 2, finding that Portal 2 is going to be my game request at some point anyway. Okay. So yeah, post-June. So yeah, we got to get through Endwalker just because of personal reasons, and then we'll be able to... Not happy with... There we go. That should be good. And then we'll be able to do that. But yes, as far as a single game... yeah, sorry about that, Loyal Dingo. Fear of the Ocean... Not particularly, but I can get a little nervous if I'm fine with the ocean until I feel something brush my feet that's a little weird, which I've had, and that makes me a bit nervous, but it doesn't prevent me from going back into the ocean. So I hope that's, so not really, but kinda. So yes, ocean video games are okay. Like, one of our upcoming games is Endless Ocean, so we can look forward to that. But yeah, unfortunately for those who are not huge into Final Fantasy XIV, the channel is going to be the channel is going to be kind of Final Fantasy XIV focused until we get through it. But hey, after that, we get back to our short streams. We begin Mega Man, and we have all these single stream requests to get through. So that's pretty exciting. And yeah. Oh, I'm actually pretty close to my requesting my one-off request. I was originally halfway to my second full request before the price change, so this definitely works for me. Oh, there you go. Yeah, after Final Fantasy focus, we get a Mega Man focus. Yeah, it's should be pretty fun. So yeah, thank you all for taking part in that, and really do appreciate it. Let me take a quick look at something real quick while you're all talking. Let's see here. I'm curious about something, because I thought I had a different fanfare for this level. Let me see. Whoa! Oh, that got changed. Oh, how do I fix that? I don't like that. How do we turn that off? Oh, it's procedurally generated areas in this. Yeah, how do we turn that off? Okay, yeah, I gotta go to Twitch alerts. So basically the program I use to get the alerts whenever we get requests, there's that. So where's that at? Thank you for the 100 bits, by the way.
2 alerts right there.
There we go, alerts.
And then click on the one you set up, the little dot. No, not that. Go back, the edit right there.
Edit alerts.
Yeah. And then under, click all these to open them, and then turn off all the ones you don't want. Like, if you don't want the follow one, then turn that off.
Okay.
Yeah. So all of those, if you don't want any sub ones, yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah,
Because they come defaulted.
I don't need any of that. Not right now anyway. I can maybe start.
You could probably leave the hype train on. Well, you don't know what they are.
I don't have anything set up for it, so it's something I'll have to look at later.
Well, it's all default.
Okay, here's channel points, and I wanted to make sure of something. Let's see.
And text to speech does not work for me.
I don't bother with text to speech. I don't need that. All right. So that's right. Dragon Quest. Got. Sorry, I'm just making sure.
Hello, everybody.
Yay, Amy's here. Ah, so that's what happened here. So okay, I thought something was odd. So let me just double check on some things. So sorry about this, but this allows Amy to get in here, so that it all works out. Okay, second. So what was this? And I accidentally see. So first game. Okay, so things got changed around. So we got first game. We got first game short. First game long. Second game. Okay, I need third game and. Okay.
Oh, Alpha. Twitch notification expert.
Yeah. Okay. So technically,
And just make sure it's all saved before you click out of stuff.
yeah, I'm making sure of that. Technically, the third game was supposed to be something. Any redemption was supposed to be something different. So I guess I'll ask you this now: do you want Kirby fanfare for the single streams, or do you want Dragon Quest fanfare for the single streams? The other one will be put to the third request for our alerts. Dragon Quest? Okay, we'll leave it as Dragon Quest then. Okay. Cool. That should be all set up. And thankfully we had just a single Yahoo. I'm glad for that. Thank you to Amy for helping us out there. But yes, egg roll and then Monster Hunter dodging. Thank you for the 100 points, 100 bits. And Smashman with 100 bits saying, "Evening, Derek. Not sure if it was brought up already, but Friday Night Funkin' just got a new update. Can you remember when you initially streamed the first 7 weeks? It feels like forever ago. From what I've seen so far, there doesn't seem like there's enough there to warrant another stream. And it's not the full ass game yet, so but I guess it's something at least. Yeah, we're still waiting for the full ass game before we go back to Friday Night Funkin'. So, okay. Yeah, everybody likes the single streams. We got like 4 of them.
Oh, I love the single stream. I was so glad that you liked my suggestion on that because that's what I prefer. Because I want to just throw out all kinds of random crap for you to play. But I don't need you to finish it, you know?
Yeah, you just want me to try it all out.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, I gotta... Oh, shoot, what's, I think it's this one. Here we go. All right, cool. All right. I figure Amy's going to torture Derek with the single streams. How many points are you up to?
I have only 128.
Ah, okay, okay.
It takes a while to build up.
Yeah, it does. It does. All right. Well, we're 20 minutes in. We've done nothing. But we got the new stuff.
I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, but we got that going on. Cloud Strife with 100 bits saying, after Square Enix content abandonment losses, I'm kind of worried about Kingdom Hearts 4. I mean, I don't think you have to. I think you have to worry more about original titles or weird spin-offs rather than like big titles like Kingdom Hearts 4. There's no way Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to get canceled. Let's put it that way.
Never say never.
Yep, I guess that's true. All right, we're going to be starting with Kryle's set of quests. Yeah, I hope we hear more about Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D. So, oh yeah, Bravely Default might be in a bit of trouble. Octopath might be in a bit of trouble. It's hard to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I mean, it didn't sell as it sold. It got over 1 million copies sold, which is great. But
Your budget was too high?
no, it's still less than the first game, despite being on multiple systems, rather than the first game's exclusivity.
I feel like it's more expensive to develop multiple systems, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, kind of, but it's also like you get more sales for
Oh
it.
my
so.
gosh, no! Sayo, thank you for the reminder. I already wasted money trying to get...
What'd you do?
I didn't go. I'm still in Zalera.
Oh no. Max and Lee, thank you so much for that tier 1 subscription. 14 months now. Thank you so much. And before we actually get started, how's our sound levels? I think it should be all good, but yeah. All right, here we go. Hitting the books, and hey, we get some new boots out of it. By the way, I was so close to getting my Red Mage up to 80. It's at 79 right now, but I ran out of time. An unsettling change has come over Sharlayan, but together we will divine the underlying cause for the form's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the counselors directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to a consensus as to what and how little they are willing to divulge, which is why I began scouring Sharlayan's archive of historical records for any hint of a connection to the final days. Suffice it to say that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day.
This sucks because back in my world, my FC has a reduced Aether transportation. It's like double the price what I just paid.
Well, sorry, Amy. But now I have this band of willing and reinforcements. The search should proceed all the swifter. And yeah, we have Leia just as our marks for the request, just because I liked her various smug faces. Or Leah. Maybe it's Leah. I've gone back and forth. I can also adapt those into actual emotes if people want them. For various smug faces. Well, they're honestly, you don't have to do anything. They are so like pixel ready for it. It doesn't require much effort. I'm sorry. You can redraw if you want, but I figured that it's easier. Let us reconvene outside Numenon, shall we? Exit the annex to the right, and you'll find the archives on the western edge of the woods. All right, let's go. Lim says Alpha's home, Aetheryte, aside from being where they started, because you can warp there, then just take the ship to Sharlayan for much cheaper. There's Saya. Jocelyn Joestar. Nice. Ghost with 100 bits saying, do you like frogs, Derek? Personally, I think video games are automatically better when they have frogs in them. Yeah, I do enjoy frogs. I wouldn't say they're my first thing to think about when it comes to animals, but I do enjoy myself a frog. I was starting Cryos quests first. Because they take place in Sharlayan, so it just makes sense to stay here and knock this stuff out.
Sorry for the interruption.
No worries. Oh, Jaskerica, thank you for the 100 bits as well. Saying, evening folks, hope all is well. Looking forward to the 1,000-year door later this month. I know people have problems with it being 30 FPS as well as certain other issues that apparently were boycotting the game for whatever reason. But I know we're all looking forward to it. I'm of the opinion, I don't care, I'm just grateful the game's back. Sorry if I'm ruining the mood, just felt like venting my frustration. Nah, you're hearing from a very small amount of people in the grand scheme of things. Most people are just excited to actually get it. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. My directions were easy enough to follow, I hope. In any case, you stand now before the doors of Nomenon, Sharlayan's grandest collection of books and tomes. This building is actually only an entrance, and one of many at that, for the archives of Numenon extend deep beneath the surface like the roots of a tree. The vast halls of the Great Google Library pale in comparison to Numenon's endless maze of subterranean chambers. Any citizen of Sharlayan is free to enter and peruse its shelves, well, most of its shelves. Only Archons are afforded access to certain restricted vaults. I've dispatched Estola and Raha to investigate those. Meanwhile, Alize and Alphino will help me continue my search through stacks open to the general public. Your status presents more of a problem. As a non-citizen, you are only permitted to browse the first floor here at the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books which touch upon Sharlayan history or foreign policy. Your task will be to find and study the relevant publications. I promise you, a working knowledge of those subjects will make it far easier to spot the sort of clues we're looking for. Let us be about it, shall we? I've told the others to meet us at the stone benches over there once they found some promising tomes. Happy reading. Here we go. Gosh. Oh my gosh. Puts the comparable to the Great Library from Avatar. Jeez. Long, long ago, on an island in the northern sea, there lived a Rogadan man by the name of Nunkrep. Nunkrep was a student of astrology, and he divined that a flood of terrifying proportions would soon sweep over the lands of Eorzea. So it was he that built a gigantic ship, assembled a crew, and set sail for that imperiled realm. The flood arrived as foretold, and to their horror, the strangely churning waters drove the people towards the ocean. It was there, however, that Nunkrep's crew hauled them aboard his ark, but the danger had not passed. A towering wave approached, threatening to smash the vessel to pieces. With only moments to spare, Nunkrep wove a mighty spell of teleportation and shifted the entire ship to safety atop Abalethia's spine. Refugees from the surrounding regions huddled there alongside them, but it was not long before disputes over the dwindling supply of food led to violence and bloodshed. Saddened by the sight, Nunkrep gathered to him his crew and his grateful passengers and abandoned the ark to those reddened peaks. They journeyed to the coast where they built a new ship, intent upon returning to the northern seas. They landed on the beach of an island and settled upon that very spot. That settlement prospered and grew, and in time it became the city of Sharlayan we live in to this day. I think we got that from the Encyclopedia Eorzea as well. Smash Matt with 100 bits saying, "Oh, dude, shout out to Karagosa, the #1 frog champ of these streams as far as I'm concerned." Speaking of though, how's that for a throwback? Tonight's frog champ is the Frogog enemies from Super Mario RPG. Their Japanese name is Richard, presumably a reference to Prince Richard from For Who the Frog Bell Tolls, which I always thought was a cute reference, even though I'm certain it's not supposed to be the same Richard. Oh, definitely not the same Richard, but still a lot of fun. Roads of Old. Many years ago, on the banks of the Thaliak in the Dravanian hinterlands, a Sharlayan colony once thrived. This settlement was originally established as a mere outpost to study the ethereal sea in the year 1311 of the 6th Astral Era. Scholars dispatched to Eorzea found the facilities wanting, and their demands encouraged a gradual expansion in structures and services. As rumors spread of a growing community of academics, the area was further inundated with Eorzean students hoping to share in the renowned wisdom of the Sharlayans. 15 years later, the Forum passed a motion to recognize what had become a flourishing town as an official Sharlayan colony. Eorzean residents took to calling the colony itself Sharlayan, which led to no small amount of confusion when discussions turned to the subject of the motherland. In response, some Sharlayan inhabitants, if pressed for a name, would simply refer to it as Emporium. Following the Exodus, however, goblins and treasure hunters claimed for themselves a corner of the abandoned colony and gave it yet another name, Idleshire. Let's see. Nothing too crazy there. Oh yeah, we're close to Star Wars Day. And definitely noted, egg roll. In the years which followed the founding of Sharlayan, a civic policy and other matters of import were decided at the Ecclesia, a public forum at which every citizen was eligible to speak. As the city's population grew, however, this format became increasingly impractical. The larger number of participants gave rise to ever longer debates, resulting in significant delays of vital resolutions. Various measures were introduced in an attempt to curtail protracted discussions, but in the year 201 of the 6th Astral Era, it was ultimately decreed that Sharlayan would transition to a new form of governance. The nation would now be led by a body of 99 members, citizens chosen from amongst their peers by means of a nationwide vote. Thus was the form as we know it today conceived and created. Alright, just need one more. Well, there's everybody.
You should read the one next to this one to the right, though. It's pretty interesting.
Oh, I'll still... I went left and just going around the side. Have you ever gazed at the skies above and contemplated the mysteries contained therein? I speak not of shifting cloud patterns, but of the vastness beyond, of the sun and the twinkling tapestry of the night. Oh, graduating college on Saturday last. That's awesome. Quick question for Mito. I've had 2 long game requests so far. Am I able to make a first short game request? Unfortunately not, Mito. I thought about having like a separate short request, but then I realized that would just inundate the short streams with a ton of people. So it's the first game is just a choice between a short game that would come up quicker, or a long game just if you want me to really play that long game first. So I'm sorry, but that's just sort of the way it has to be because, well, we saw what happened with the single streams. We'll just get inundated with a bunch of short games as well. And the idea is to try to get through our backlog. Some think the dome above us is to be a finite space, yet amongst the leading thinkers of our age, one scholar's depiction of a boundless sea of stars has firmly taken root. Alas, this heavenly sea remains an unreachable, unknowable destination. There are few indeed who can explain in satisfactory detail why our own star is believed to revolve around the sun. It was the technologists of Alag who came closest to understanding the laws which govern the starry abyss. It was they who launched Dalamud and sought to expand beyond our earthbound existence. Having read of their ancient ambitions, I wonder, has your interest in this field of study waxed or waned? What if I were to tell you that the eternal constellations were arranged differently in the distant past? That the positions continue to shift almost imperceptibly but measurably as we journey into the future? Would it shock you to learn that the stars drift further and further apart and may indeed do so forever? Are you eager to learn more? This book is on the wrong subject. Okay. Next up, the manual. Forever 20 Summers. Reminds me of Forever 21. My beloved seekers of knowledge, have you ever put learning before your health and neglected to feed and rest your body as you should? I too once engaged in such foolish practices.
Take note, Derek.
Yes, but one night, engrossed in philosophical study, I had an epiphany. For all the world's mysteries that drive us to reckless abandon, we have so very few years of life in which to achieve our goals. Thus do I share with you this mantra: I am forever 20 summers young. The number itself is unimportant. You could be 19 or 23 or 40. Whatever age you are when you discover this manual, let that be the age you aspire to remain. Through mindful, healthy living, will you extend the time available to spend upon your chosen research. Another day, another moon, another summer to grasp the greater truths that you pursue. In the pages that follow, we will explore the secrets of maintaining one's physical condition from a biological, ethereological, and arcane viewpoint. Gee, I wonder why Amy wanted me to read that. During the chaos of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, Archon Yumkref, founder of Sharlayan, bore witness to the madness and savagery of men brought to the brink of despair. Upon raising a settlement on an island in the northern Empty, he instructed his people thus: renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason. The Sharlayans took to heart the words of their savior, and thenceforth served as stewards of wisdom. Upon a foundation of accumulated learning, they built a homeland unlike any other, a nation born from strength of minds rather than strength of arms. With knowledge of economics came shrewd trading. With knowledge of agriculture came bountiful crops. Engineering brought wells and sewers, ending squabbles over water. Wealth of expertise could be bartered for wealth and coin, and the more their wisdom spread throughout the world, the more the mankind as a whole would thrive. And so it was that no matter the trials and tribulations of the age, the citizens of Sharlayan would live by their founders' teachings. For the sake of a better tomorrow, for the sake of a brighter star, they would eschew the tools of war, and with knowledge deliver the world. Alright. Got all that. Ah, Forever Age X is a bit some Japanese celebrities do. Oh, okay. Interesting. Let's go wait for everybody else. Oh, is there a lot of reading? I need a drink. Sorry, were you waiting long? I wanted to make sure I borrowed at least a few promising volumes. Alphino and Cryo should also be along shortly. I was delayed in a similar fashion. As far as I could see, no titles in the Archon stacks mentioned the final day specifically, so we have no choice but to start with the tangentially relevant tomes, if they are even that. At present, the plan is to skim through as quickly as we dare and share our discoveries as we make them. It's like a study session. It would have been nice to invite everyone to the estate, plenty of comfortable places to read and a ready supply of hot tea. Oh, I was always quite fond of reading outside. But it's not about the little pleasures, is it? You miss your home. It's been difficult. After our arrival, we managed to speak with one of the family servants and ask how things were. It seems our dear father has instructed the staff that even if Alphino and I were to return to Sharlayan, we were not allowed to cross the threshold. Ah, loyal dingo. Going with Abzu. Game can easily be beaten in 3 hours and is free on PS Plus until the 21st if I have it. Retire mandatory. Well, there we go. Alright. Loyal Dingo. Abzu. Perfect. Thank you so much. I've heard of that game, but I've not, definitely not played it before. We have over a month of single stream requests by the time we actually are able to get to it. That's crazy. I didn't realize so many of you were at 150,000 points. A harsh measure indeed. I hope that our efforts to understand his position and that of the Forum will perhaps lead to a reconciliation. We'll mend this rift one day, I'm certain of it. And what of you, Graha? Have you been to visit your family, or do they not live here in the city? Ah, well, my situation is also somewhat complicated. I was raised in Sharlayan, yes, but I was born rather further away. In the southern reaches of Ilsabard, in fact. For generations, my people have dwelt in Corvos, a coastal region opposite the island of Thavnair. The Alligans founded a city in that fertile land and by ship brought in the subjugated tribes of the Makote to serve as laborers. Of course, the massive earthquakes of the Fourth Emerald Calamity brought an end to the Empire's reign, and when the Fifth Calamity froze the seas solid, many of the tribes still living in Corvos braved the journey back to Eorzea. My ancestors, however, chose to remain, that they might prevent the remnants of Allagan technology from being misused. When you get to them, will be a one-off streams playlist in the VODs. Oh yeah, I'm sure that'll be the easiest thing to do, is just have one-offs. Isn't Corvos under Garlean rule? For the past 50 years, yes. Some semblance of local culture remains, as is the case for most imperial provinces, but Garlemald renamed the region Locos Amonos. When I was a boy, a nearby town came under the jurisdiction of an illustrious imperial family, the nobles of House Darnus. Nail Van Darnus, oh wow. House Darnus demonstrated a singular interest in Allagan civilization, and so my tribe was forced to consider a plan of action. For some time already, voices had been raised in favor of abandoning our ancient customs. After all, the Allagan Eye no longer passed to our eldest children as reliably as it once had. Oh, sorry about that, GCM. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Eye of the Somnian Files, but by the time we reach it, who knows how long it'll be. Well, we know how long it'll be, a while. So, yeah, that's the tricky thing. Fear of discovery eventually tipped the scales, and the decision was made to bury our ties to the knowledge and traditions of Allag. As the last child born with the Allagan Eye, I was given over to the custody of friends and the students of Baldessian, who had me registered as a Sharlayan citizen. I never even considered. Forgive me, it was an unkind question. Even Thankwood was taken in by Archon Louis Swad, was he not? Stories of adopted waifs and rescued orphans are more common among Sharlayans than you might think. Yet regardless of our origins, we are all provided with an equal opportunity to learn, and with sufficient perspicacity, we outsiders can even earn the vaunted title of Archon. Tis exactly why I have such love for this country, and why I wish it to remain a nation of which its citizens can be proud. Hear, hear, another good reason to get to the bottom of the foreign stubbornness, aside from the trifling matter of our impending doom. Excuse us while we try to make some headway into these books, Milan. More company should be arriving any moment now. Max and Lima 150k away. We've returned with our selections. Although I must say the pickings were quite slim indeed. Mistress Cryle has already flicked through every history book devoted to disasters and more than a few which barely made mention of them. As such, we will be looking into research papers on the Umbral Calamities, as well as articles written by prominent forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes from an unexpected source. Speaking of which, might I ask you a few questions related to the final days? I'm the only one here who didn't witness the events of Amarat firsthand, and I fear I may be overlooking critical details. My thanks. Now, where to begin? Yeah, great song choice, Umamweni. First things first, what kind of phenomena did the ancients encounter as the final days drew nigh?
I said the bottom one, and that wasn't good. The unimaginable one, because then Alphino was like, well, that was a bit vague. I think it's going to be the top one. What was the top answer?
Complete destabilization of creation magics?
Yeah, I think that's the right answer.
Yeah, that last one is definitely too
I
non-specific.
went vague because I was like, well, they can't say I'm wrong.
But they can still give you heck.
Yeah.
Yes, the unfolding catastrophe wrought havoc on all manner of life. The chaos extended to the ancients themselves, causing their powers of creation to spiral out of control. Fear and despair manifested in terrible, tangible fashion. Meteors raining from the sky, fire erupting from the ground, indescribable abominations prowling the streets. That more or less aligns with my understanding. If only the arts of creation had survived until the present day, we might have had something substantial to analyze. To the best of our knowledge, however, those techniques were not preserved or passed on. Y'shtola surmises that the closest known magic is that of the summoning rituals promulgated by the Asians. Was there aught else of note which heralded the approach of the final days?
I don't know the answer to this one. Except Alphino, you could answer.
I'm going to say they say it began with the keening sound from the land itself.
I wonder if that's it.
Ah, yes, the Amaratines spoke of it, didn't they? We never did hear this sound ourselves, of course, thrust into it as we were in the midst of the madness. But it seems that each and every one of the catastrophes was preceded by this ominous noise. Eventually it resounded all across the star, and not even Amarat was spared. So the ground was crying out, you say. To be considered the harbinger of doom, it must have been quite distinctive, and probably quite loud. I've not heard. I've seen the rumors smash map, but until I hear something tangible about directors, actors, anything like that, I'm not worrying. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll have to speak with one of the new Nomenon's mammoths and ask after any books which might make mention of such a sound. Last but not least, would you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What definitive action did they take? They summoned Zodiark. Yes, with Elidibus serving as his heart, so many gave themselves in sacrifice to bring him into being. We do not know exactly how Zodiark brought salvation to the star, only that by his godlike will were the laws of nature set aright. Then, once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Lives sprouted anew, and it was these fledgling souls they intended to render unto Zodiark, a trade that would have allowed them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the primal. Or it might have, had Venat and her fellows not manifested their opposition in the form of Hydaelyn. Thank you, both of you, for the detailed review. I feel much more confident now in my understanding of events. Hey, Gregster. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Telepheroi truly mean when they speak of bringing back to the final days. We've seen that what they're doing with those towers of theirs is forcing people to summon primals a kind of catalyst? Are they attempting to mirror the conditions caused by unstable creation magics? Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech, a convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash? But this is all just pointless conjecture at this stage. Let us return to our attention to the forum, shall we? We should keep an eye out for Y'shtola, but 'tis time we began studying these research papers. Hi, Callie. Yelling like crazy. Jeez. Oh, wait. Disrupt. What are they all saying? She's so loud because he came in here looking for Amy, but Amy's helping out Sydney with something. Corvosi okay, was there a flying carpet in Final Fantasy V? I've never played all the way through Final Fantasy V, so I'm wondering if a flying carpet was something from that game. I swear there was a Final Fantasy with a flying carpet, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Many forum members are also researchers or professors. If they know aught of... Okay. Oh, excuse me. I'm the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Archon stacks produced 1 or 2 possibly useful books, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. If you recall, Eorzea learned of the source's reflections from the Garen oracles. For its potential to cause panic and confusion, that tome was deemed apocrypha and sealed away in the Great Gubal Library. 'Tis even less likely that knowledge of the unsundered world, not to mention the horrors of the final days, would be left sitting on a shelf for any curious scholar to find. It stands to reason that my colleagues, be they archons or counselors, should perforce be largely ignorant of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master Fortunaut with the knowledge of the Telephroi and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant that the Forum would know if the final days were truly upon us, which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the Forum's behavior, it is being kept secret from the rest of the nation. Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty. Whether they contain mention of the final days or no, these books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. Oh, goody. Let the studying commence. We are in college right now. Stolar's research assistant. Oh, geez. Oh dear, you look exhausted. But what about your studies? Were you able to find any books on the subjects I mentioned? Oh, no Final Fantasy, but DQ 5, 6, and 7 had flying carpets. Okay, I thought I recognized a flying carpet from some RPG. I just didn't know which. Then the day was well spent. Should you wish to read them again, a mammoth at the reference desk will point you in the right direction. For the moment, though, I suggest you take a well-deserved rest. We might be occupied with our research for quite some time. Let's see. Okay, can't use that. Everybody's reading. I love that Sayo has a sit down and read, I'm gonna guess a moat. That's funny. Ready for a tea break, Milan? I know I am. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around for a bit. You know the last stand down in the harbor, don't you? Come and meet me near the outside tables and I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good. Yeah, I've played Live Alive on my own time. I mean, I can stream it for you guys, but you won't have the fresh reaction that I typically get to do for the games I play. I mean, I'm fine in playing with it again, if it's requested, but... What is she doing? Oh, I thought you went to do Cindy's eye drops. Oh, okay. There's always the Super Nintendo version. I guess that's true. As busy as ever, I see. How very Sharlayan that no other gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete for customers. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place an order, why don't we ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Telepheroi. You might even learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think? Oh, we got Alice beside us now. What is it? Can a man not enjoy a peaceful, a moment of private respite? If you're looking to share a table, then respectfully request that you look elsewhere. You must understand, sir. We're simply wondering if you knew of the Telepheroi. These enemies of peace have promised an end to all we hold dear, and... Wait, you're that House Levier girl, aren't you? And this man with you is obviously a foreigner. I heard you were disowned for helping outsiders indulge in their barbaric whims, and here you are giving truth to the rumor. I'll thank you to leave me be. I've not to say the likes of you. Well, I must apologize. 'Twas foolish of me to expect an ounce of civility from one so enlightened. Come along. Jeez. Where's the other one at? Time for another friend date. Yes, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Pray excuse the interruption, but we were hoping you might share your thoughts on the Telepheroi and their unconscionable plans. My goodness, if it isn't the young Miss Levier. My apologies, but I work in the offices of the Forum, and if word reached Master Forchenault that I was helping you... I see. We're sorry to have bothered you. Well, this is going well. Welcome, sir. What can I offer you today? Wait, is that Mistress Alice I see there? My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickon, the owner of The Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on occasion in between lessons at the studium. That seems like an age ago now. I remember hearing that you and Master Alphonse had set sail for Eorzea, but then you never came back. Lately there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything all right at home? It's complicated, and I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems. Well, it is House Levier. No matter how discreet Master Forchenault may have been, news of your family's doings never stay secrets for long. Things being what they are, what brings you back to the city now, of all times? We have questions, and only Sharlayan has the answers. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days? What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. And that's what you're here to find? Information on this apocalypse? Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak with me. I wish there was more I could do to help. But maybe there is. You're a visitor to Sharlayan, aren't you? Then few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server with none the wiser. We just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up some friendly conversation while you're setting down the food, and you might just get the answers you're looking for. Not a bad idea. I hate to ask, but what do you think? That's the spirit. Pay attention now, and I'll explain where each of these dishes needs to go. The tea set is for the chatty group sitting by the water's edge. The omelet is for one of our regulars, a Highlander by the name of Gisla. She's sitting at an outside table with a friend of hers. Behind them, you should see a Makote gentleman. He ordered the oven-baked lobster. Got all that? If you're not sure, just ask and I'll explain again. Good luck. Alright, let's see how much I remember. I was never a server. I never waited tables. Alright, I believe Gisla was the omelet. Oh wait, I have to go in order, it looks like. I believe... Hold on. No, this is the Makote party. So they asked for the oven-baked lobster, I believe. Excuse me. Oh. You're a Makote! Don't confuse me like this. Oh, my tea set. Lovely, thank you. The Talefer who? I'm sorry, I've never heard of them or their final days. My friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to the current events. Now, if you want to hear about the ritual arcane practices of the 6th Astral Era, common or esoteric, then I'd be happy to talk your ear off. Historians. Oh, I'm talking to Hermijard. Oh, I see. I see. There's where my mistake was. Ah, finally. 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's dig in. No time to waste. What, the Telephoroi? Ah, yes. I remember seeing the name in the latest Gazette. That and some grand claim about the end of days. Same old senseless warmongering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best stay out of it, I say. The Forum made the right choice, and I fully support our decision to remain neutral. Yeah, this is not going to go well. Urbane chanter with a smile. At last, the oven-baked lobster is mine. You have no idea how long I've scrimped and saved and suffered to afford this heavenly dish. The final days, this is the first I've heard of it, although that would explain why my friend has been rushed off his feet. It must be a busy time to be a gleaner. Okay, no worries. You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of a sort. Travel the world procuring things that we haven't got here in Sharlayan. Priceless books, unusual life specimens, and so forth. So named for those folk who trail after the reapers in the fields, picking up every grain which was missed. By all accounts, gleaning is a most meticulous and demanding profession. If those Telephoroi make good on their audacious threats, then many uncatalogued rarities could be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? Watch the harbor and you'll see what I mean. They're carting loads in from the docks all day. It's never been this hectic before, not like this. Now that is interesting. Yeah, the best thing I can say about Live Alive Last is that you never know what comes next. Any trouble with the customers? Were you able to get anyone talking? Interesting. They seem unaware of the final days, aside from whatever vague news the gazettes are printing. Even Dickon had nothing to offer, and he's the best source of gossip in the city. If the Foreign does have secret knowledge, they've done an impressive job of ensuring no one whispers it in the wrong ear. In any case, thank you for playing the part so well. Here, that cup of coffee I promised. But let's enjoy our drink somewhere else, shall we? But maybe behind the peristyle, away from the gossips and their wagging tongues. Okay, not that far away. So peaceful over here. In Sharlayan. Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Sharlayan? Grahas said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been. How being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
There's our gleaners.
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos. A vast complex beneath the island. Sharlayan is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait, didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual? Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the forum is planning.
I think it's time to go swimming. Up, level 84. Ooh, an enhanced spine shatter dive. Nice. It's why I want to get my red mage. I'm so close. Look how close this is. But I can't earn experience from this. This sucks. Plus I can get better equipment for it. What a bummer. Yeah, show off, Sayo. We should tell the others what we've learned about the Gleaners. Go on ahead to Numenon and I'll join you in a moment. Master Dickon will want his cups back. There we go. Stola's ready to put us back to work. Welcome back, Milan. Been for a walk and cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up information on the Gleaners. It makes sense. The Gleaners take their requests directly from institutions and bureaucrats, but as you say, they ultimately answer to the Forum. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and in cargo, it certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being put into motion. Let us see what theory we can build from the facts. As Justol has observed earlier, Nomenon's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Coupled with what Milan and Alice learned at the Last Stand, we can be reasonably sure that most Sharlayans know nothing of that particular period of ancient history. Yet my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are also somehow certain that the destruction being perpetrated by the Telepheroi is wholly unlike these apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be so occupied by a duty of such pressing importance that it saw fit to unanimously deny Eorzea's request for aid. And now the Gleaners, official agents of the state, have been mobilized on an unprecedented scale. I do not think it a stretch to conclude that the Gleaners' recent activities are in service to the Forum's secretive ends. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation for ourselves, and if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. What should we expect down there? Oh, I would hate to spoil the surprise. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I should like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. That would be a great help. Thank you, Raha. Let's head down the stairs over there and I'll show you where the entrance is. Yeah, I'm curious about this Labyrinthos. Oh, it's just over here. Down the stairs, she says. Now we drop. Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here, but you may find the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Alright, follow Eorzea. Oh, Eorzea, please, you gotta move faster than that. Oh no. Smashman with 100 bits saying, "Oh, I just realized, happy 25th anniversary to the premiere of SpongeBob SquarePants. Help Wanted debuted on May 1st, 99. Never would have thought it'd be Nickelodeon's cash cow when I first saw it." Yeah, Help Wanted is only an okay episode, but man, did they get good. Obviously. Thank you, Alice A, for moving. I feel like that was meant to be like, alright, you're so used to them, everybody's walking slow. Now they're gonna move. Oh yeah, most shows have a rough start in their early episodes. It all makes sense. I remember having SpongeBob on all the time at home. They played it constantly, but you never really minded. Heck, I remember my dad watching the show constantly. He loved it. Here we are, through this door and down the stairs. You did remember to attune to the shard back there, didn't you? It will make your life life much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise, we should keep moving. No, we got it. What is this going to be like? I do have the DVD of the SpongeBob first 100 episodes, which is basically all the episodes you really need. Gotta talk to that Chocobo Keep. We're all here now. Yes, we have taken the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent. Right, everyone onto the lift and down we go. Oh, is this our first new area?
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky.
Oh, wow.
In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves. And this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed.
Wish it wasn't night.
If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge, buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
Oh, this is where the famous 14 grapes come from? Well, this wasn't what I expected. Good God.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
Love my
The
little
island
poly
is
grapes.
volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Oh, I remember Megas XLR Smash Man. I love that show.
Ugh.
You okay there, Cryo?
Did you call to me just now? No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
Oh, wow. Holy crap. This place is huge. You're here to help or give me more headaches because you don't have the look of a gleaner. I'm in no mood for idle chatter. One of my colleagues was so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates. Now I have to pack up. Now I have a pack of marmots running loose. Let me think. The Rhea seeds should be item 1058, cumin seeds 1059, Snurple berry 1060, or were they 1061? Mine feels like it's stuffed with moko grass. Why more loads to take out than carry in? Why do all this at once and risk mixing it up? What if someone mistakes the Kurthan carrots for the Albanian carrots? What then? I wonder if they're stockpiling so they can just survive the final days. Most of those gathered here appear to be gleaners. Why don't you wander around and try?
Was that maybe like an Asian is telling them like, "Hey, we'll protect you guys if you go along with what we're saying."
Maybe.
And then I'm wondering if the grandfather is like trying to dissociate with them because they're under some kind of weird contract with the Asians, and he wants to make sure that they're not part of it.
Maybe.
But I don't know.
You want to know what I'm doing? Hauling books and ore and fauna. If it needs hauling, I haul it. Every decade or so, they take stock in Labyrinthos. You know, sort and tidy up the inventory. Never seen an operation like this before, though. They just did one a few summers ago, even. Then, with no warning at all, this mess gets dropped in our laps. Orders from on high. Damned if I know the reason. Could be that they're changing the layout, eh? Preparing for the next big expansion. That feels like an in-game joke.
I'm way behind.
Oh, that's fine. It's like, yeah, just preparing for the next expansion. No big deal. Very meta. Extremely meta. Any luck, Milan? What tales did the Gleaners have to tell? So this grand operation began without warning, and for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. We were right, the Forum is definitely up to something, and they're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. All this sweet experience that could be going to my red mage. Gleaner Sayo? Oh boy, we gotta see this. Oh yeah. That's funny. We would do well to learn more of what specifically the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who has tasked them to do it. Oh, good night, Gregster. Take care. If you're game Milan, I have an idea. Didn't one of the Gleaners you questioned say something about escaped marmots? Perhaps if you were to help him capture said creatures, he might be inclined towards a more friendly and enlightening conversation. In the meantime, I will turn my charms upon this Gleaner here. We can compare notes afterwards. Happy hunting! At first, I wasn't too into the new themes for the Quest Accept. Like, the Quest Accept was but the Quest Complete was pretty good. After not too long, I'm like, no, this is good. I've grown on it already. You wish to help me find the marmots? I've nothing suitable to pay you for your services, but if you're offering out of the goodness of your heart, I'd welcome the assistance.
Did you pick up Thancred's already?
No, I haven't.
I wasn't sure how behind I was.
No. We're going to finish out this quest line, then do Thancred's. It's sort of like how we did, like, Eorzea and Melvin. Yeah.
I just want to make sure I didn't miss it.
The name is Aaronville, friend. Specialist in the collection of live specimens. That said, the capture of these Naxian marmots is a trial I have no desire to repeat. Grizzled mice, they call them. For mercy, there's no other marmot species on this tier at present, so there should be no mistaking our little fugitives. If you happen to catch any, stuff them in this sack. Gently, of course. Where to begin, you wonder? I have not seen any scampering around here, so we'll need to widen our search into the surrounding forest. Be on your guard. There are beasts out there that won't hesitate to prey on a marmot, or you. I'll search the trees to the west. The eastern part of the forest is all yours. Good luck. And now's when I do a little bit of cheating in order to get just a tiny bit of XP for my red mage. Because you get experience for just uncovering new places. Yes, Torgal. Good boy, Torgal. Let's go. Oh, that is not a good way down. I'm gonna assume this loops around, or is the other way loop around too? Why do I get the feeling I'm going the wrong way? Yep, definitely going the wrong way. But I got 26,000 experience for that, so I'll take it. Oh, it's not the wrong way? Or is it? Oh no, it's not a good way to fall.
I wonder if, like, the Asians have threatened House Levier or something if they don't comply, and that's why he's right. Hey, I have denounced you, you are not a Levier. Like,
Oh.
that's his small way of, like, protecting them.
Maybe, but there have
Something
been
like that.
something to that effect. I don't know exactly what. Because he's obviously trying to protect them in some way. In what way? That's the tricky part. Huh. Just a straight up troll that looks like a Gobu. Is it in this? It has to be in this area, right? Ah, there's our grizzled mouse. And honestly, we should be able to take this on. There we go. Get to use my red mage a little bit. Yeah, east, sorry. Oh. It did not get into my sack. How dare it?
She said a brisk pace.
Just wait. Just wait. Yes, I will keep an eye out for aetheryte currents. So far, I haven't seen any. Usually, I'm pretty good about finding those, though. Gotta love how they keep dangerous animals down here as well. Oh, is this our new battle? Yeah, this is our new normal battle theme. I like it. Let's use that rat sack. Our rat sack failed. The joy of going to a new place and having to walk, not fly. Still no ether currents, though. Stupid sack, me and Milan look bad. Alright, it has to be up top. Yeah, no, the flying elephant, no worries. Thank you for that help. Oops, thinking I use the sprint. I'm going to use this. Yes, fear my rhinoceros. Ah, here it is. In the sack. Nice. We've caught it. And we should be able to just go back to... We can't. I don't know why this vehicle always feels so much slower than the others. Ramming speed, yeah. Yeah, no ether right there. That's so weird. Oh, here comes all the other side quests. How did you fare? I tracked down 3 of the pack, which leaves 1 unaccounted for. Ah, there's the odd marmot out. Have you reached the new place yet?
I'm about to, and I just realized I didn't tube slain. I wanted to get more.
Oh, okay. Wait here a moment while I put our friends in a holding cage. You'll like the new area.
I'm about to go there right now, I think. I'm going downstairs to where there's a lift. Is that it?
Yep. Thankfully, the marmots seem to be unharmed. They've held up well in isolations, but it's much too soon to release them into the habitat. It's a good thing we were able to recapture them so swiftly. You have my thanks. Oh yeah, I forgot to change out of my outfit. Oh well. Who tasked you to capture them in the first place? Why, the authority in charge of Labyrinthos, now and in perpetuity. The same officials who've had us working day and night of late. The honorable members of the Forum. Who else? Suitable for consumption and easy to breed, those were the 2 conditions I was given for the stock I was instructed to procure. I don't know what the Forum has planned for these creatures, but at the very least, I doubt they'll be served for dinner today or tomorrow. There you are, Milan. Also our first bunny boy in the story. Is this the gleaner you mentioned? The one who was looking for lost marmots? Interesting company you keep, friend. Who are you folk, anyway? I'm Kryl of the Students of Baldessian. These others are my associates. Truth be told, the Forum's decisions of late have not sat entirely well with us. That is why we made the descent into Labyrinthos. We hope that by seeing these decisions put into action, we might more fully understand their reasoning. Wise and practical. Never hurts to try and gain a broader perspective, does it?
Is this Emmett talking?
Yes. Emmett's our narrator for this one. Hard to believe this is all underground, huh?
It reminds me of Leighton.
Oh yeah, a bit.
Remember that?
Yeah, oh yeah, I do. Of course I remember Unbound Future. Anyway, duty calls other animals to capture and enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry that I can't offer you more for your services. Did you learn anything new from your friend there? So we've confirmed that the order for this ambitious operation did indeed come directly from the Forum. However, the Gleaners have not been informed of its purpose. I'd say that fits with everything we've heard thus far. We also discovered when the operation was begun. The Forum contacted the Gleaners' guild ship and put their people to this work some 4 days after the Telephroi made their chilling declaration. As seasoned travelers, the Gleaners keep abreast of news from every corner of the world out of necessity. Thus am I inclined to trust that their calendar of events is accurate.
This is basically their bomb shelter, isn't it?
That's what I think. They're gathering stuff to try to ride out the... Yeah, they're trying to ride out the end of days.
They're probably like, yeah, this might be a good thing, because then all the war-hungry people are not going to be hungry.
Maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
It definitely feels
That's my
like a
guess
bunker.
right now. They're definitely making a bunker down here. Altogether, it gives the distinct impression that this undertaking was a sudden and unexpected development. Yet I find it hard to believe that such a comprehensive restructuring of Labyrinthos and its archives could have been planned in so brief a window. Nay, this plan was long in the making, but they were but awaiting the right time to put it into effect. And the Telephoros declaration was what set it all in motion. It seems likely, but let us not leap to conclusions just yet. For the moment, I suggest we conduct a wider investigation of Labyrinthos. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we stand to find out. In that case, how about we head to the Archaean? From there we can reach the lower... Okay, she's getting Final Fantasy VII Cloud headaches at this point. Cryo, what's wrong? I'm fine, truly. The sudden descent has left me with a bit of a headache, that's all. Nothing will stop me from soldiering on. Let's be about it then.
No, I don't want her to get hurt.
That's Amy sees this stuff, she'd be worried, but yeah,
I'm worried just hearing. I just saw her go like, "Oh, was that you calling out?" I'm like, "No."
But you know she makes it because she's our Pictomancer.
I'm just still like, "What's gonna happen?" Everyone tells me they're gonna cry.
Oh. At least allow me to take the lead. I'm fairly certain I remember the way to the Archaean. We followed the path east through the forest where you were chasing after that mouse, or marmot, was it? Anyway, 'tis the trolls you need to watch out for. All day, every day, we need to watch out for trolls. We're definitely not going to get to a duty tonight, but we should finish up this quest line and get to at least start Thancred's, I would think. That's my guess anyway. I honestly don't know how many quests are left of this line. Let's see. What's she suspecting? Out of curiosity. Yeah, God, this place is huge. Behold, the Archaean. As Numenon serves as Sharlayan's literary archive, so does this structure house the city's wealth of material data. The architecture, too, is similar. This building you see is merely the upper entrance, an access point to the vaults carved into the cliffside itself. Those vast rooms are stored... within those vast rooms are stored countless samples and specimens, as well as the detailed records which describe them. In a manner of speaking, the Archaean contains a physical history of Sharlayan's unwavering dedication to the accumulation of knowledge. Well, we won't learn anything of value standing out here. Let us proceed into the main building and speak with the custodian. Oh, don't worry. That's what I've been doing, Cloud. Just when I get a chance, just everything I can to try to catch up. I mean, I haven't been able to play too much, but I think my red mage was like 74 or 75 when I started leveling it up, so I'm close. I was using my all my efforts that I could, but there's only so much I could get done in time. It's not the sense I'm getting from this one.
Are you underground still?
Yeah.
You don't hear that?
It sounds like sort of
Sounds like wind up voice.
I guess a little bit. To me it sounds like medieval music. I don't know, but I dig it.
Oh, now it sounds different. The beginning
Oh, you were thrown off by the beginning.
And now it's,
Yeah, this is a good song.
yeah, this part's great.
Oh, got a new, got more triple triad. Greetings, we are here to peruse the Archaean's vaults. Peruse, you are clearly not gleaners then. Might I ask your affiliation? We belong to the students of Baldessian, but is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. Not us, then. I suppose we had better move along to another facility. This building has a lift which connects to the middle tier, yes? Might we at least make use of that? That service has also been suspended, I am afraid. For the time being, priority has been given over to the conveyance of inventory. What, so this is as far as we can go? I apologize for the inconvenience. Please come again after our restructuring operation is concluded. By that time, it will be too late. We were so close to getting answers. We need to rethink our approach. You have to look for, like, little purple specks, like that over there. Students of Baldessian. We're being blocked. They're holding us up. Man, music's gotten intense all of a sudden. Oh, we must be in a fight.
That's me.
Oh, that's right. You're fighting right now. The foreign must be wary of exposure to so heavily restricted use of public institutions.
Do you hear that now?
Yeah. Yeah,
Like it sounds like a little chorus of wind-up noise.
little bit, yeah. But man, it gets good after that.
Yeah.
We are at an impasse. As we have no other leads, I should like to pursue this one further. But I doubt that our stone-faced custodian will be swayed by heartfelt pleas. We must seek another means to access the lower levels. 'Tis likely that the people in this area are involved in the restructuring in one way or another. If we were to ingratiate ourselves, they might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Let us ask around. Surely someone is in need of a few strong backs to lighten the load. Almost looked like my Morble seedling was wandering off to do, like, well, I guess I'll go get to work too. Am I taking the lift? Oh no, we're just students. They won't let us onto the into the Archaean, even though we found. Actually, we have no idea what it is we found. There's no record of such a creature anywhere, but it was wandering around. But it was wandering around tranquility, and so we thought to donate it to the vaults. Oddest little squeal, don't you think? Anyway, I suppose we will have to take care of it until the Archaean is open again.
I didn't realize I could ride a mountain here.
How'd I get marked with a 1? Oh, you forgot you could ride a mount?
You're,
How did I get...
somebody must have marked you.
Did I get marked? Or did I accidentally do it myself? Oh no, Gralia. Target to attack. I see. What's that? Take you down the lift with me? Sorry, but not a chance. I've been up and down all day, and only now have I finally found a spare moment to rest. I did see a gleaner fellow heading out to the gate there, though, shouldering a large pack, engaged in some manner of task. Though he'll be headed down after he's done with it, whatever he's doing. Ah yes, my Morble. What a graceful creature. Not Morble, but Gooble. What is that music? I was inside a town, so I wasn't fully hearing it. Sounds like we're in a toy chest.
Oh, you finally hearing the thing I'm talking about?
Yeah, finally.
I was wondering why you didn't understand what I was talking about.
I was in a town at the time, so
Oh,
I was hearing something different. It was a nice town. Yeah, I hate the music there, but after 2 years, it's just white noise. Yeah, it's not great. Okay, it gets better, but quiet. You'll frighten it away. Ah, it's you again. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in the middle of another task. The cloudkin I need to capture is close.
You're making me feel like I
Very
was
close.
crazy because you didn't understand what I was
I was like, I mean, the town music was like pretty good. You wish to help me with this too? You spend your time in unusual ways, my friends. Still, 2 hunters are generally better than 1. Very well. The canal here is a common gathering spot for birds of all kinds, but the one I'm after today is the hornbill. Its feathers are green and its cry is a distinctive caw. Single it out and shoot it with this sleeping dart. Okay, now it's in good stuff, but man, that opening was very odd.
like I said, it gets better. It's just that opening is so weird.
Yeah, now we're in a waltz. Before we went from toy chest to waltz. It's very odd. The effects are short-lived, so I'll lay down and wait. I'll lie and wait down by the riverbank to claim our quarry. Be sure to hit the right one.
My guess is that it's kind of comparable to how it was built. Like it started out as tinkering, like storing stuff, but then they made it more sophisticated in the city. That's kind of my interpretation of it, but I don't know if that's right.
Maybe. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. I see our. Oh, I sedated the wrong bird. He was going caw. So that's why you said it's a good thing it was night when we entered the zone. Boy, I failed that quick. Is it this one back here? It has to be this one back here. Oh, right, they did say green. There we go. Hit the right one. Alon is quite proud of himself for that one, apparently.
Fair shot.
Oh, I actually get voice acting for him.
Nicely done. Let me truss this one up, and I'll make my way over to you.
That's quite the accent on him.
Why do they keep ignoring these headaches? I don't understand. They should know by now that we need it.
I know, after Shadowbringers, they'd be like,
She was
There
literally,
you are.
like, tested on.
Any
They
new
should all be
revelations?
concerned. They always shrug it off.
So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill.
I did not recognize Aaronville's voice acting at first, but we'll have to
I
listen to him
understand
again.
catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose.
I don't recognize it.
Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a cleaner's duties. But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
Oh, him as a character. I don't recognize him as a character other than, you know, him from, you know, how we met him before.
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers handpicked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth. Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
Oh, it's interesting. I don't want to say yet.
Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens
really
known
good.
to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the Forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will, of course, follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down. This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
That guy's suspicious.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
Yeah, the guy, yeah. You gotta wonder.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you'd do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
I didn't want to say, but there's eventually you're gonna get a clue on what another idea of what they're doing. It's
Well, turning back is hard.
quite
enough,
interesting.
Not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
Was I along the right tracks?
No, something neither of us thought of.
I was thinking like a, kind of like Zero Dawn type of situation.
Oh, no, not quite. All right. Oh yeah, here's our music. We found a new location. Dang it.
Well, this name.
I didn't think about that. I was like... I mean, it's not like it's a grand amount of XP, but it's still something. Makes it a little shorter. This must be it, the entrance to the mine shaft. 'Tis faint, but I hear something moving within. Creatures home there by the researchers, you think? Well, slavering beast aside, we will need to watch our footing. We should tighten our straps and such before we continue. Assuming everyone's tightened their straps and checked their gear, then I say we head on in. Given the terrain ahead, though, it might be wise to leave some distance between us. We don't want to be stumbling over each other if it comes to a fight. Take it slow and don't forget to check your surroundings from time to time. We can meet up again at the other end of the tunnel. Whoops. Yep, there's our new location. I knew it was coming. A mithril cap. We're getting bits and pieces for my red mage, but all good. Fight you later. So we have this destination waiting for us right here. Well, that's a long survey. Yeah, you did the exact same thing I did. Where you saw the one closest to you go work or call, and you're like, oh yeah, that one. No, I did the exact same thing, Amy, so don't even worry about it. Hey, Oscar. Josh stopping by to say hi. You have to go to sleep. No worries. Glad it's going so well for you. Take care, Oscar.
I shot it in the butt.
No.
Oh, I feel bad. I shot it right in the butt.
Well, you are providing assistance.
Oh, God.
That mine shaft was infested with mithril caps. Some sort of research project, I wonder? I suppose they are a most unusual creature. Why did they develop such long limbs when all they do is shuffle about narrow tunnels? Whoops, meant to talk to Kyle, but that's alright. Everyone seems to have made it through without incident. Nothing of consequence at least, and as promised, the tunnel has delivered us into the medial circuit. As I recall, this tier is where they keep a wide variety of samples for agricultural production. If Ehrenville's assumption holds true that specimens are being collected in preparation for a great migration, then we should see evidence of such plans in the area's research projects. Let's follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we see. This weird mount that I got from the one thing. Not even one of my favorites, that's for sure. There's a current in the mines? Oh gosh. Probably the long way around that we didn't go. Usually they have the currents on your path though. And I've not spotted any of the currents. We'll have to go back then, Cloud. And, Bat Fox. Yep, there's the grapes! Oh my god. They highlight them too. Aha! Now I know where we are. This is the Mariola Agronomics. They were much worse on release, really? Oh my god. Labyrinthos is host to a wide variety of vegetation, which allows us to conduct studies on cultivation methods utilized in foreign lands. And it is this facility which coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of their research go to feed their Labyrinthos colleagues Sorsoa here. More notable successes might make it to the Agora, food so exotic you'd be hard-pressed to guess their origin, let alone how they might taste. Indeed, mystery vegetables without a name, only a list of nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. I still know gleaners hereabouts, yet these workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. 'Tis possible they know something of the forum's plans and their underlying motivations. Worth looking into, wouldn't you say? They were just triangular prisms.
Where's Mer City?
Mer City is Australia.
Australia!
Yeah. So, it's not a bunker. They're preparing to just get the hell out of Dodge.
Well, Australia's gonna be, that's part of the world too.
I guess they think it'll be safe and away from Eorzea? I don't know. But, you know, Fandaniel is specifically mentioning the star, not just Eorzea. See what you can coax from the workers. The rest of us will do the same or cast about for useful clues. Oh, Kai loves Kai loves grapes. This is your first time trying to get flying in a current expansion. So ether currents are rearranged after the following expansion launches. So when Dawn Trail comes out to make them easier to find. The number is also cut in half their time, so there are 10 currents you have to find in each area right now. But it will cut these cut. Oh no! Hold on. It's only showing. Let's head back real quick and see what we can find. Yeah, let's go back and find that current real quick. Gives Amy time to catch up as well. Yeah, I think it makes sense, Sayo, to just ride with you. Let's check the long way around and see what we see. Thank you, Sayo. Mm-hmm. No sign of it yet. Maybe I just walked past it, but I did not see an ether current here. Yeah, you already got it, so you can't see it on your screen, so I'm not seeing it on mine. I guess just go back.
The other car.
Because, yeah, I haven't seen any ether currents yet.
I love how they're transporting us around.
I know. This is just me backtracking. I usually don't take it. Ah, over here. Left. I walked right past it, Sayo. Oh God, you're right. It is 10. Oh no. So you didn't hear the explanation. The ether currents are made easier after the next expansion comes out. That's when it's lowered to 5 and rearranged to be on your way. Current expansions are 10 of them along with the quest.
It used to be more, remember?
Yes, they changed it for the old ones, but they kept it that way for current. Endwalker is current. Yep. Oh, man. Well, that's brutal. We'll probably end up searching for those on our own time.
No, if they know where they are, take me to them.
Well, I guess that's the other thing is we could just have you guys take us around. We got spoiled after all this time.
Joe spoiled me on the first ones. When I had to do it myself, I missed him so much. He knew what they were. So great.
Let's see. Jebka. Yeah, it makes sense to just go for the currents and then just like around the map and then just get the side quests that get them. That at least be a little easier. Oh, hello there. We weren't expecting visitors, not with the use of the lift being restricted. How did you make it down here anyway? The mine shaft, you say? Well, you're a much hardier soul than I. Under normal circumstances, I'd reward such tenacity with a guided tour of the fields, but I'm afraid the forum has us filling order lists a mom long. Massive yet detailed requests, literal wagon loads of crop samples, and hardly any time to put them together. When I first heard of this grand reorganization, I assumed we would be shuffling around old stock to make room for the new. Then came the orders for ridiculous quantities of seeds we've already thoroughly researched. Passing strange, eh? I pressed for an explanation and was met with vague assurances that all would be revealed in due course. Not the most satisfying answer. Do I have ought to be taken down below? More than I can carry and then some. Most of our stock is sent off via the cargo lift, but some has been earmarked for aerial transport. Hence the stack of crates atop that hill over there. God's hauling the lot up that slope was a job and a half. Did you find the, if you look to the left, Amy, for the ether current, I think it's somewhere on the bottom area. Sayo will know if Sayo's with you, they'll know where to take you after this. Oh, on the other path. Okay. Sorry. Okay, perfect. What crops are we raising? Well, as you can see, this one is a variety of grape. Only needs a good source of sunlight to grow, and the conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising given that it's native to a particular locale in the very place upon which Labyrinthos was modeled, a region in the south of Ilsabard. It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for myriad flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north give way to swaths of temperature plains, which in turn transition into hot, humid coastline. Such bountiful territory is ever contested, as you might expect. It used to be called Corvos before the Imperials renamed it Locos Amonis. The Forum saw it not as a prize, however, but as a researcher's ideal environment, one whose climates we strove to recreate within the confines of Labyrinthos. It's since provided a rich foundation for countless experiments and cultivation. This way, actually. There's our stacked boxes. Honestly, I expected the stack to be higher. The labels on these crates tell the story of their contents, bundles of common seeds and saplings, accompanied by sheaves of reports. Silent princesses.
Hard to look away, isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion.
Yay, the grapes.
You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy. Dark, subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Sharlayan at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Have you learned aught of interest? A flower that reacts to one's feelings. Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we've failed to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly.
An opportunity?
Isn't that the entrance to the arcade? Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member, or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
I am grateful for the more voice cutscenes. Saves my voice.
And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all...
You okay there, Cryo?
Cryo?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
Yeah, there is a lot of emphasis on these flowers.
I can almost reach you.
Hey, Dad Alpha Lion. Things are going well. Is Cryo still feeling unwell? I've never seen her so distracted. Keep an eye on her, but keep moving too. We cannot let our quarry slip away. No, I think something else is going on. I wonder if we'll actually get to meet her grandfather. The full report, warts and all. Erenville was headed westwards along the path outside the Archaeon. Come on, come, we can still catch him. Come, my fat chocobo. Mush. And no point changing because... Wait, did I... Okay, I did. I was like... Did I attune with that? I'm like, okay, good, I did. Wonder if we'll get answers about Kryle's whole thing sooner or later. Hold a moment, I have an idea. If memory serves, that colossal wall-like structure is Logisticon Beta, one of Labyrinthos' climate control centers. It should have its own lifts, with which one could access the upper and lower tiers. If I were an agent of the Forum, it would make for a convenient meeting place. But even if we happen to find Erenville in the company of said agent, we cannot expect them to reveal issues of importance as we nonchalantly stroll past. Nay, we shall have to remain undetected. If only Graha and his vanish spell were here. Oh, but there are other ways of turning invisible.
Did you see what Joe wrote?
No, I haven't.
There's more Cryo stuff in Eureka.
Oh, okay. Hippity hop, my little toads. Oh my gosh. Goodness! It's like Final Fantasy VII. Unaccustomed to transfiguration? We're not. It will wear off with the passage of time. I suggest you and your green companions hop along and catch up with Erenville. Should you feel the magic's fading, return to me and I will refresh the enchantment. And what am I to do in the meantime? Wait here with me. In your current state of mind, you'd be as likely to leap into the jaws of a predator as you were to learn of anything of note. Which reminds me, where are the creatures hereabouts? In that form, you are essentially defenseless. Alpha, oh my god. Alpha Toad and Alley Toad are now accompanying you. Okay, let's see the area of effect. Full report, warts and all, of course. Matode. Nice. There's a luncheon toad.
This is totally awesome.
Alpha Toad attempts to and fails to shake his head, but you nevertheless understand that he's telling you this is the wrong way. Alley Toad turns to face the north. Perhaps she's suggesting you cross the bridge. Gonna go up that way, okay. Did she learn the spell from Matodia?
Do I look like a toad? Like to other people?
Yeah. You are just a toad now. It's the toad spell.
But do I like to say a well?
Oh, I don't know if we look like a toad to... Okay, yeah, you do look like a toad to Seo. And all the Gralia. Uh-oh. Oh, it might be lunch. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sayo. Or Gralia. Thank you, Gralia. Wasn't sure who was with me. No. I accidentally got spotted by enemies. So if you want to see where to go, bring up your map. There'll be a northern edge of on the pink side. That's where you want to go. Just don't leave the pink area, of course. Now, who is this?
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent
That
hand.
basically tells you you're going the wrong way.
Speech bubble does?
Yeah, it tells you which way to go. Mm-hmm.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Sharlayan scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
In an age long past, Sharlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the forum.
Okay, my theory is evolving on what they're actually up to.
What? Is it closer to my idea of Zero Dawn?
Kind of. He suspects us because there's no toads like this in here. That'd be my guess.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full.
Nice.
While I do have my reservations about the forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart.
Oh, we're at the same point. So one of the... I'll wait till after this
Which is why
cutscene
I'm
and say...
reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
I'll say my theories after this cutscene.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
They were totally obvious. Karagosa with 100 bits saying, I did say earlier that video games are better when there are frogs in them. So yeah, my theory. So we got a piece of information as we were exploring Sharlayan history, and the big mention they mentioned their great tasks they had done in the past. That was the Ark. Maybe instead of going to Mericidia, or maybe while they're traveling to Mericidia, they're making another Ark and loading in supply and getting all the supplies ready for it.
That's what I'm thinking. Zero Dawn, so they can start over.
Yep.
Grab everything from before.
Yep.
That was what I was thinking.
Exactly.
Glad you agree.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree. Our toad performance needs work, apparently. I'll have to pay more attention to the next time I see one. I suppose we should have known a gleaner who specializes in animal procurement would not be so easily deceived, yet he seemed inclined to put his trust in us all the same. More importantly, perhaps, we've discovered a new piece of the puzzle, this momentous duty the forum agent mentioned. Sharlayan has been called into action, and Telephoroy's declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is they hope to fulfill, they deem it of sufficient import to disrupt all of Labyrinthos, not to mention ignore Eorzea's request for aid. What duty could warrant the direct involvement of the Forum in the commitment of all of its resources? Judging by what we've just heard, none of the Gleaners were offered any kind of explanation. At this point, it seems abundantly clear that we'll learn nothing new by pressing them further. We should head back to Sharlayan and Cryo for the moment, see what they think of this. Ability to turn on the frogs in command. I mean, I still like Final Fantasy VII remakes and rebirths frogs, where you get to see the character designs. Like, you got Cloud Toad, you got Tifa Toad, Aerith Toad. It's great. Yeah, it's going until the release of 7.0. So we have time, but yeah, we have not started anything with the freaking Yokai Watch stuff. We just haven't had time. And I've been focused on leveling. Welcome back. I trust you found Erenville then? Interesting. I had a feeling you would learn something of something important, even if that something was simply a confirmation that no one knows much of anything. We should share this with Cryo, then discuss how we'd like to proceed. Assuming we find her back at the farm. She was still behaving oddly, so I bade her return and rest there. Perhaps not the best decision in hindsight. Would you mind checking near those flowers she was so entranced by? The rest of us can survey the more distant areas, just in case she decided to wander. They should mark it, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a big... Oh, God. I don't fully remember. That works. I think I know where it is. I want to say it's around, actually, up this way. I remember them saying we have to go up. Surprised she picked that.
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting. She said you would need it for the journey ahead.
Heidelin's talking to her.
Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
Thank you. Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment.
Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Menphilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you.
Who is this?
Take the flower. Walk free, for you are free.
Walk free.
To go where you wish. To believe what you will.
Very pertinent that that's this song's playing while she says that.
That bloom will be your guide. Test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow.
It's amazing how often they bring it back to answers.
Raise it aloft and let it shine till the end, blinding and radiant.
And that was a 1.0 song, so my God, did that work out? Yeah, I've heard the yokai event is a major time sink.
That was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first. So weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread. Imagine my surprise to discover it was Heidelin herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked.
Oh, crap.
But at least she left us with a guide of sorts. That unusual flower.
My game seemed to bug out a little bit and like, but it seems to be okay now. That usually happens right before my computer crashes, but I think it's okay. How's my stream? How's the stream? Seem all good? Did you guys all see that? Okay, no problems on your end. Yeah, it was sort of glitched out a little bit on mine, but okay. When it did that, I'm like, oh God, that usually is right before a crash, but thankfully still good.
Yes, we are definitely making progress.
You can't be serious. We've done nothing wrong.
Uh-oh. Oh. Hey, Dad.
Master Fortuno, what business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your organization. We are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian. A group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge. But the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What then is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
Graha! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse. But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
I mean, it is raining. Wonder how this is all gonna go. Oh yeah, we don't get to see that too often.
I was careless.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
What did you learn, Graha?
Forum will come to order. This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings. Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work. They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large. Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
I don't think I ever realized she had a ponytail, but it is very cute.
Galuf Valdesian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
Silence that audience.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
The funny thing is they all like come from
Whence came this revelation?
Sharlayans that went against the teachings of Sharlayan. Louis Sois, Matoya, and Galuf.
From the mouth of a forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policymaking process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd. From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives.
Love how they're weaving everything in.
Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
I love how Mishtola just sounds like Matoya.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Darth Vader! Vader's in here!
Kind of seems like it, doesn't it?
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle? We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission, not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Such misguided zeal.
You're willing to sacrifice everybody.
Father, Master Fortuno, I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, By their own admission, these scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same.
Nice.
Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given?
I like this guy.
No. If we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
Order! We will have order! Master Monteshane raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldessian are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Sharlayan. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand.
Who counts this?
I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed.
God, he is quick.
Students, scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it.
I guess it is the North.
Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
Could have gone worse, honestly. The hats are definitely weird, but they also kind of work because they're like graduation hats, scholar hats. Whoa. Well, there we go. We got our first short game from Absolute. That was my Castlevania victory theme. Glad to see you're enjoying Endwalker, since it should take about 20 hours according to how long to beat. My request is Drakengard, one with all 5 endings. Enjoy. I'm probably going to have to find a way to what's the word for it? Emulate. That's it. But we'll put it on there. Thank you for the request, Absolute. Actually, Absolute, real quick. Absolute, real quick. I'm sorry to bring this up. How did you initially request Shadowbringers? Was that a special thing, or did you use that as a request? Okay. I can refund it? Okay. Thank you.
That circle bubble, pink button, large pink button.
This, where?
Right there. Click on that. And then you gotta open another window that pops up. See to the side?
Yes.
And you can refund points there if you need to.
Okay. So, I thank you for that request, Absolute, but it is the first request is either it's your first request no matter what is either short or long, and under those rules, and that was both in the case before, it was that fulfilled your long. So this should bring it back to you, so you can get to the next one. Yeah, that was one of the things discussed before, and I clarified that with, I believe it was Mito who clarified this before, and I do apologize that. It was one long, one short, but it was one way to basically a lot of short requests would come in with that idea, that all of a sudden you get one short and one long. So if I reject, he'll get the points back. How do we... let me see if there's a... Let me take a look at this real quick, because I do not want you to lose your points because of the misunderstanding.
I know that I've done it, unless they changed it, but I'm pretty sure that's how you do it.
Alright. Go to your channel points redemption queue. List all the requests your users have made. Go to the specific request and select reject. When you reject, the channel points will come back. Okay, I'm going to reject. It says refund points back to user. Okay. There you go. Okay. You should be good now. You should have the points back. I apologize for that, Absolute. I'm looking forward to the request, but it's something I have to unfortunately stick strong to. But I know there's outstanding circumstances with some that they got extra games because of subathons and the like. But for your second request, that should be, what is that, 500,000. So hopefully getting close. I'm not sure, but yeah, thank you, Absolute. I mean, look at how many people we just had with the, if I gave one short, one long, everybody that requested a long first and never got a short, we would have had 5 more short games added to the list rather than 5 one-off streams. So I think we, think we see what would have happened otherwise. Oh, Grog got caught because he knocked over a security mammoth. Well, at least we've been allowed to remain in the city. And our endless investigations have not been in vain. We now know that this mysterious duty of theirs began with whatever the form discovered in the ethereal sea. With our freedom so sorely curtailed, however, will struggle to learn aught more of substance here in Sharlayan. Oh, that's a nice little pickup that Alpha Line. Congrats. The overall picture has grown clearer, yes, but that's in spite of the Forum being so maddeningly vague about this duty of theirs. Why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain words? Survival, come what may, is father's work. Come what may, is father's work so vital that it takes precedence over his own family? Alphino? Alize, it is you. When I heard you'd been dragged before the Forum, I came as swiftly as I could. I'm so very glad they allowed you to stay. I think we're meeting the yeah, there it is, Mother. Finally get to meet their mother.
Have a good night, Joe, if you're still there.
Oh. Emilience, Livia are at your service. And you fine people must be the scions of the 7th Dawn. How lovely it is to finally meet you. Yay, we do get to meet Mom. Mother, please, we don't wish to make things difficult for you. If word reaches Father that you were here... Oh, bother that. Am I to be chastised for speaking with my own children? I am well aware that you and Master Fortunal are not on the best of terms at the moment, but I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. You will come by the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. Yep, they're Mom. The timing couldn't be better. As matters stand, we shan't be going anywhere until we discuss matters with Thancred's group and reconsider our options. Go, visit your home. We'll be back at the Annex when you are ready to rejoin us. I'm not sure Milan, what do you think? Milan, the Milan Yata? What a splendid day this has turned out to be. Champion of Eorzea, I insist that you join us. Well, good night, lass. We're going to be finishing off as soon as this quest ends. But we must be quick about it, not for my own benefit, but should my husband return and find you enjoying our hospitality, the servants will be made to suffer the consequences. Milan, if you would be so kind as to escort my children to the estate. I keep expecting moms to be like Hildebrand's. And then she was gone, and with her any opportunity to protest. Indeed, the matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three. Oh, I just noticed something. I never updated with my new lance. I apologize. My mother is not one to take no for an answer. Still, I am glad, relieved even, to see her in such high spirits. What say you, Milan? Though it seems we shall have little enough time to enjoy it, will you accompany us on our visit home? Fine, if we're going, then let's get it over with. But be sure to stay in the entrance hall. No peeking into our private chambers, thank you very much. Why ever not? Your room was always perfectly neat and tidy. Everyone has things they'd rather keep to themselves, don't they? Cherished mementos you couldn't bring yourself to throw away, childhood toys. I mean, yeah, never mind. The Livia estate is that way, straight down the stairs. Come on. So the silly character of the side's quest, named Hildebrand, his mother is monstrously strong, and some could claim it to be a demon. When Alice and I were little, this bridge was as far as we were permitted to wander alone. I say alone, but my mother or a servant was always somewhere nearby, keeping a watchful eye. And now look at us, traveling to different continents, different worlds even. As children, Alphino and I would often wait here for our father to come home from work. It must have been a day when his meetings ran long, because I remember growing restless and leaning out over the railing to watch the water rush by. Father, of course, arrived at that exact moment, came pounding down the path in a panic, crying out my name. I was like, oh, there was a conversation there. We'll probably see if there's another one. They do love this new mechanic. Oh yes, this is where I first practiced magic on an actual person. Alice had fallen, you see, and scraped her knee quite badly, so I tried casting the simple restorative spell I'd only just learned. How she smiled when the wound closed, the joy and relief. That was, I believe, the very moment I chose healing arts as the main subject of my studies. We used to come here all the time with grandfather. In summer I would dip my hands and feet in the fountain and splash about. Not often, though. Even back then he wasn't very fond of playing in water. He'd make any excuse to avoid it. Which would explain how I came to swim like an auk and he sink like a stone. It's fun to see their history. And here you are at last. Please do come in.
Welcome home, my lady.
Get to hear her voice. Quite the lineup of servants. What do you think, Amy? You approve of the house?
I haven't seen much of it, but
What? What are you gawping at?
I know, right? I know, right? I wish. I'm gonna say Scion's headquarters must be squalid indeed.
I said admiring the
Craftsmanship?
yeah.
I'll have you know I'm quite fond of the Rising Stones.
The saying how the Scion headquarters seems squalid. I'll have you know I'm quite fond of the Rising Stones.
For me, she said, "Oh, I never paid much attention to the decor. I guess it
Lord
is
Fortuneau
rather
is
nice."
not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Pretty nice voice.
I like her voice.
Mm-hmm.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you would accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
I think Mom's gonna take this opportunity to talk to us about how they're doing.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying. Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations. Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name.
This doesn't surprise me.
'Tis plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
Nice little moment. Oh yeah, they didn't get to keep their Shadowbringers outfits.
I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
So they get to get new. They get to get new outfits.
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
This is, if I remember correctly, yeah, this is so much better
exactly what I would have chosen.
than that tan outfit she was stuck with.
Something different made for Alpha now.
Plus, she looks more like a red mage.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become.
We gotta stop confusing people.
See for yourself.
Ah, this is when he goes into the
Thank you for the splendid clothes,
Sage
Mother.
class.
Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
Nice.
I am so glad you
He
like
finally
them.
got a new class.
They are, however, missing one final touch.
Alphanel's outfit is actually just a Sage artifact armor. Oh, okay. Still looks good.
Wait. Are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father. Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days. As a student, he was often called upon to venture into the field.
It's funny, I'm a red mage like Eorzea, and I'm a sage like Alphanel.
In no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry.
Nice wink. Oh, nice.
I am told these devices are quite difficult to master. But someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
We will, Mother. I promise.
They both needed this upgrade.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortunato has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
I just realized that Eorzea has the Kingdom Hearts 1 outfit as well, where her main piece is just a single, like, onesie.
We shall take your wisdom to heart.
I forget.
Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
This was a nice way to end off this series of quests. What's that?
Anyway, do the last quest because it ends it off nicely.
Oh yeah, we're still not done with the stage visitor, so unless you mean the one after that.
I meant this one because this just is like if you take this one, they're just like let's go report back.
Yeah. Thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her, and I shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. Our visit was all too brief. For now, however, it will also have to suffice, as will these tokens of home that will carry it with us. These gifts will to help us to remember who we are and whence we came. But enough sentimentality. Let us return to the annex and rejoin our companions. Forgot to talk to Eorzea, but that's okay. Ooh, looking good. Just get those or had those? Ah, okay. What's that? To the annex. To turn in the quest.
I forgot.
I am much slower than you. So much slower. Don't think for a moment I'm jealous of Alphino's new weapons. They're far more suited to him than me. We left for Eorzea in matching outfits, but our styles, both fashion and fighting, have long since diverged. If anything, I'm proud of the differences between us. Enjoyed your time with the Liviers, I hope. I would ask how the twins fared, but their new outfits tell the tale. I only hope we can help them reconcile with their father, that they might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secret that the Forum strives to hide, and the flower bequeathed to you by Hydaelyn is sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident that once you've scouted the situation in Thavnir, we'll be well equipped to plot out our next move. There we go. Very cool. So yeah, we'll just leave Thancred's mission for the next time. Oh, okay. No worries. Yeah, we'll do our Thavnir quests. I'm not sure if there's as many for this one as there was for the Sharlayan quests. But this was cool. I like getting the intrigue and whatnot to get all this figured out. It's been a good time. And just as a reminder, the next time we'll be back for 14 will not be Wednesday, but Monday. Because from now on, every Monday and Wednesday will be our Final Fantasy XIV streams. So keep an eye out for that. We're doing twice a week for now. And then on for tomorrow, our daily streams kind of continue, but we're done. It will be more Yakuza 0. And then Sunday will be more Crosscode. So, yep, that's our lineup for that. And yes, Ali Toad is our raid message. That is perfect. But yeah, that's our lineup. Should be pretty fun. Alpha says, can't make Mondays due to game night, but have fun with it. No worries, Alpha. Yeah, we'll have to see how it all goes and continue on as we do. But let's see who we can raid real quick. Let's see here. Let's see. Well, Johnny's streaming Final Fantasy XIV again, and Shellshock is streaming Mega Man Battle Network 4. So either more Final Fantasy or preview of Mega Man. till it's gonna be a long time since I reach Mega Man Battle Network 4. That's for sure. Johnny will actually get the reference though. So. Let's see. You likely won't reach the next duty on Monday anyway, but hopefully I'll be ready to assist with that when you do. Here's hoping. See Bat Fox saying Johnny. Sonic is saying Mega Man. Nobody else has really had any preference one way or the other. What do you think, Amy? You'll make you decision maker. Johnny with Final Fantasy XIV, who will get a reference of Alley Toad, or Shell Shock, who's playing Mega Man Battle Network 4.
I don't know anything about Mega Man, so it's a biased thing for me.
That's fine. All right, then we'll do Johnny. We'll do Johnny. All right. There we go. All right. Thank you all for joining. Really do appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your night and rest of your week. Can't wait to see you tomorrow for some more Yakuza 0 as we finish up more subquests. And nice.
Fourth place in the Jumbo Cracked Pot.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, continue all that. So see you all Monday for more Final Fantasy XIV. Till then, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.